700 videos deep, and we're recapping young Sheldon, how far this channel has come. The episode kicks off by introducing various predators and prey that inhabit the earth. The narrator mentions familiar predators like lions, bears, and even humorously throws in a reference to the Predator from the movie. Shifting the focus, he then introduces some classic prey animals, including rabbits and hens. Interestingly, the central character of the series is revealed to be a young boy named Sheldon Cooper, who is also depicted as prey due to his evident fear of someone or something. As the school bus comes to a halt slightly distant from Sheldon's house, our protagonist musters the courage to approach the bus driver with a request. He politely asks if the driver could drop him off closer to his home. However, Sheldon's hopes are dashed when the driver declines his plea, insisting that he disembark at the regular bus stop. In a last-ditch effort, Sheldon even tries a comical approach, attempting to bribe the driver by offering to help him with his tax refunds. However, his attempts prove futile, and he finds himself stepping off the bus at the designated stop. Once outside the bus, Sheldon takes a quick look around. With a sense of urgency, he sets off towards his house. Along the way, his nervousness prompts him to dart into hiding spots multiple times, as if he is attempting to avoid an unseen pursuer. When Sheldon finally arrives at his front door, he swiftly locks it behind him and lets out a sigh of relief. On the following school day, Sheldon finds himself in the company of his friend Tam during lunchtime. Over their meal, he opens up to Tam about his newfound interest in learning Jiu-jitsu, a form of martial arts. His motivation? Self-defense, as he hopes to equip himself against potential threats. The idea surprises Tam, who can't help but raise an eyebrow at Sheldon's determination to protect himself from others. As the two continue talking, Tam brings up an intriguing Vietnamese martial art called Vo Vi Nam, proudly mentioning that he holds a blue belt in it. However, the revelation takes a slightly humorous twist when he admits that his belt wasn't exactly earned through his martial arts prowess. Instead, he got it when his mother bought him the training uniform. Cue the laugh track.
Oh, that's hilarious!
Later, Sheldon takes Tam to their school gym center. He's convinced that Jiu-jitsu's principles, which revolve around using an opponent's momentum and the laws of physics, can lead to swift takedowns. In a bid to demonstrate his point, Sheldon encourages his friend to come at him. However, when Tam moves forward, taking quick steps, Sheldon struggles to budge him even an inch, causing him to question both the validity of his approach and physics. The duo's curiosity doesn't end there. They attempt a leg-locking maneuver called outside Ashigarami, hoping to master it. However, their efforts hit a roadblock as the move fails to yield the desired results. In the evening, Sheldon is dropped off by the school bus at the usual spot. This time also, he scans his surroundings properly before making a quick run inside the house and grabbing a chilled can of Yoo-hoo to cool down. The product placement is even making it into the recap. The following morning, the Cooper household buzzes with activity as the family prepares for breakfast. Among them is Sheldon's grandmother, affectionately known as Meemaw, who tells everyone about the tales of her recent bowling victories, which are euphemisms for sex. She playfully tells Missy, Sheldon's sister, about the unconventional use of a turkey for bowling purposes. Amidst the lighthearted banter, Mary Cooper, Sheldon's mother, calls out to him, asking him to come to the kitchen for breakfast. As the scene shifts to Sheldon, we observe an amusing sight. He's carefully covering himself in bubble wrap. Starting with his legs, he winds the protective material around himself and extends it to his waist. With his makeshift armor in place, he then puts on his school uniform and ventures into the kitchen for breakfast. However, his attempt to walk with the bubble wrap cocoon causes him to stumble in a rather peculiar manner, prompting his family members to stare at him. Moreover, as Sheldon takes his seat at the table, an unexpected twist occurs. The plastic bubbles within the wrap begin to pop audibly, creating unusual sounds. Mary, intrigued by the noise, approaches Sheldon and inquires about its source. Despite his initial attempt to ignore the question, Mary's maternal instinct kicks in, leading her to lift his shirt and discover his unique attire, the bubble wrap safeguard. Concerned, she questions the reason behind this, and Sheldon replies that it's an extra layer of protection. Worried about her son's well-being, Mary digs deeper and asks if someone is troubling him at school. The poor kid nods in agreement, confirming that he's indeed facing some issues. Right then, Sheldon's father George intervenes, gently urging Mary to halt her questioning. He encourages Sheldon to head to his room and remove the bubble wrap, saying that attending school in such attire might not be good. Sheldon is a bit hesitant to comply, but in the end, he does, and from that day forth, he never wears protection. Later, Mary confronts George about why he stopped her from uncovering the bully's identity. George tries to ease tensions and suggests that they both calm down. However, Mary expresses her deep concern for Sheldon's well-being, emphasizing that she can't simply wait for the right time to act. In response, George says that they need to be cautious when dealing with bullies, as it is a very sensitive situation. However, Mary remains resolute, asserting that when it comes to her son, she won't hold back. At this moment, George opens up about his own past, admitting that he was once a bully himself. He explains that his first-hand experience equips him with knowledge of how to handle such situations. "Bullying is fun, honey, so just let the kids kick our son's ass." In the following scene, Mary approaches Sheldon's older brother Georgie, who's found sleeping while dressed in his school uniform. She wakes him up and shares the distressing news that someone is targeting Sheldon. Now she wants Georgie to look after his younger brother and uncover the identity of the bullies. After a while, the two brothers head for school. Along the way, Georgie engages Sheldon in conversation, mentioning about his dream of soaring through the sky. But as he is talking, Sheldon suddenly takes cover behind a nearby trash can, prompting Georgie to ask what's going on. In response, Sheldon looks at their neighbors, a family preparing to take their two children to school. It's here that Sheldon's hidden fear comes to light. He's terrified of Bobby, a 6-year-old girl whom he calls a demon. He confides in Georgie that Bobby subjects him to physical aggression, slapping him and even taking his lunch money. Deeply concerned, Georgie takes his revelation seriously and brings it up with the rest of the family. However, they find it hard to believe that a small girl could be bullying Sheldon. It's the US, she probably has a gun. Despite their skepticism, they keep a watchful eye on Bobby, only to find her appearing innocent and harmless. Yet, Mary, with her maternal instinct guiding her, suggests that Georgie pay a visit to Bobby's home and speak to her father about the situation. Following this, reluctantly, Georgie goes to Bobby's house and speaks to her father, Herschel. When the latter inquires about his visit, Georgie gathers the courage to express his concerns, revealing that Bobby has been causing trouble for Sheldon. Herschel is taken aback by this revelation and swiftly calls his daughter over to address the issue. However, the little girl denies any wrongdoing and simply retreats indoors to prepare for lunch. With the matter seemingly resolved, Georgie thanks Herschel for listening to him and heads back home. Later, Sheldon is playing with his toy train, thinking about something and loading items onto it. Right then, Bobby enters his garage, giving him a stern look. Afraid, Sheldon tries to explain himself, but Bobby appears upset, saying he shouldn't have disclosed her name to his family. Suddenly, the scene cuts, and we hear Sheldon screaming. In the next scene, Mary tends to Sheldon's wounds, asking how he got hurt. Sheldon then reveals that Bobby approached him in the garage, and he fell while attempting a jiu-jitsu move. Hearing this, Mary advises him that he should never raise his hands to a girl. Later, she confronts George for not handling the bullying issue properly, and then proceeds to address the matter with Bobby's parents. Meanwhile, Sheldon turns to Missy for help. He admits being bullied by Bobby, and since Mary's advice prevents him from using force against girls, he asks his sister to confront her on his behalf. Missy agrees but wants something in return. Sheldon then offers her $4, stating it as his life savings, and control of the TV for 2 months, even during his favorite show, Mr. Proton. Meanwhile, Mary heads to a sports center where the bully's mother Brenda is employed. As she reaches there, she confronts Brenda and asks her to instill better manners in her children. Brenda tries to explain that she's currently at work, but Mary keeps shouting, leading to a heated argument. Frustrated, Brenda calls Meemaw, who is enjoying a game of bowling with friends at the same center, which is a euphemism for sex. The old woman tries to calm the situation, but to no avail. When things start getting out of hand, Brenda sprays shoe deodorant at Mary and demands she leave her place of business. Because of this, the angry mother finally departs, but not before saying, "I am not done." After a while, Mary returns home, and George inquires about her meeting. However, she doesn't say anything and heads straight to her room. Just then, Herschel arrives at the door and informs George about his wife's inappropriate behavior. The two men then decide to discuss the matter and reach a solution at Herschel's chicken house. Meanwhile, Missy arrives back at home from Bobby's house. The moment she steps in, Sheldon approaches her with eagerness, inquiring if she taught Bobby a lesson. "Did you beat her up, Mommy? Did you beat her ass there, Mommy?" Missy says that she indeed got revenge for him, but in reality, she had a great time playing various games with Bobby and her brother. Nevertheless, Sheldon believes her and happily thanks her for her help. At the chicken house, Herschel opens up about building it due to Brenda's fear of chickens. He has also set up a small TV for watching games and a mini fridge for refreshments. Herschel offers George a drink, drink, and the two delve into a conversation about their kids. Here, Herschel takes responsibility for his daughter causing trouble for Sheldon, but George interrupts, asserting that his son shouldn't be bullied by a girl.
It's his fault, Herschel. He's just a little old pussy boy.
With the matter now resolved, George gets ready to depart, saying that he had a great time. Unfortunately, their timing isn't ideal, as just before George can exit the chicken house, Brenda arrives home enraged and on a mission to find Herschel. In the final scene, Sheldon returns from school, happily strolling towards his home. Suddenly, he spots Bobby riding her bicycle, angrily staring at him. Overwhelmed by fear, Sheldon hurries indoors, letting out a loud scream as he slams the door shut. The episode ends with the narrator highlighting how prey animals employ various techniques to evade predators, feigning death, blending into surroundings, and the most effective strategy of them all, escaping while making a loud scream. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.